Overrated is a wide term and it could be determined by various different things. I see it in two ways: mainstream success / quality of music, or the one we're gonna be talking about, history / influence. Hello, I'm Gedo and today we're gonna be talking about what is the most overrated metal band. First, let's look at a few examples before we get to the main band I want to talk about today. A band that immediately comes to mind is the biggest metal band, Metallica. Of course, the most mainstream band and successful metal band, but their music quality does drop during their discography and they try to appeal to a wider audience, which results in a lower quality of music. But the thing is, the influence and how important they are for thrash metal and metal in general, and the genres that follow thrash, death metal and black metal, makes them nowhere near too overrated. Another example is Slayer. The AC/DC of metal, never evolving, but Rain in Blood is such an important album for metal, call them overrated is blasphemous. How about some newer bands? For instance, Ghost. They are very popular, but will in the coming years new bands arise and follow the style of Ghost? Honestly, we cannot tell yet, it's too soon, but my suspicion is probably not, which would make them overrated. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of this video. The most overrated band, in my opinion, is Pantera. They were and still are one of the more popular mainstream metal bands. Their music is great. Dimebag wrote memorable and groovy riffs, and combined with Winnie's drumming, it was incredible. And Anselmo studio vocals fit with that certain style. However, did they make a big impact on metal as their mainstream success applies? Did bands start following their sound? Did they create a genre? Are they really as important to metal as some people make them out to be? Undeniably, a lot of people were influenced by Dimebag's riffing, but apart from that, the genre that they pioneered, called groove metal, isn't really a genre. It became just an extra label next to actual genres, and it's really not in use nowadays. I believe they had a bigger impact on the rising subgenre at the time, nu metal, which focused more on simpler, groovier riffs rather than technicality. But we all know how nu metal turned out to be. Death metal and black metal and their subgenres rule metal these days. So, in a way, their influence was present in a genre that is pretty much gone and hated today. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? I remember watching documentaries about metal. They were talking about how Pantera changed the game and made metal alive again. Total fucking bullshit. Maybe they became just a new mainstream band, but they were nowhere near as influential as other bands at that time in the 90s. Of course, in Norway you had the second wave of Norwegian black metal, which is in a way a blueprint for today's black metal. Another one is Atheist, which is responsible for another subgenre which is very much alive, technical death metal. You had Cynic for progressive metal. In Sweden you had bands like At the Gates, In Flames, Dark Tranquility, paved the way for melodic death metal and metalcore. And of course you had the best band, Opeth, making their way to their masterpiece. In short, a lot of more important shit was being created, including subgenres which are very big today, and it wasn't just Pantera that ruled the metal world of the 90s, as some people make it out to be. Now let's talk about what inspired this video, why I decided to make it. In a list of best metal guitarists ever, Dimebag was ranked second or third. Now I'm not saying he's a bad guitarist, he's great, better than I'll ever be, but his competition is simply better. In my opinion, his solo work isn't that memorable. He's not the most technical player as some of the others. But why I think he's put on such high position in the list is because people fetishize his death and put him on a bigger pedestal along with Randy Rhoads, while people who deserve more recognition get just an honorable mention. For instance, Chuck Schuldiner pretty much made an entire genre, then took that genre event into technical and progressive direction, way more technical riff-edge, lead guitar work and solos. And he doesn't get nowhere near as much as praise, even though he's kind of in the same position, with him being dead as well. So in short, in my opinion, Pantera is the most overrated band because they had no real and no big influence for the metal scene that we know today, but people still praise it as if Pantera discovered hot water. But that's just my opinion. Don't get fucking pissed off because I think that Pantera is overrated. It's just my opinion. People have their own opinion. That's what makes people unique. So yeah, leave your own opinion down below. And yeah, if you made it to this point of the video, it means that you probably enjoyed the video, so why not give it a like and also subscribe. Lets me know that you enjoy this type of content and helps the channel grow. Peace.